Well, I've went ahead and downloaded the installer.
Now that's a web installer, so that's just going to be a little tiny just shim to get us started. So
Okay.
go ahead and bring that up and do the UIC dialog, and let's get ready to do an installation here.
All right, so Visual Studio is going, and let me get this going. And so, yeah, this is kind of interesting, right? We were talking amongst ourselves at Pluralsight about, this being sort of an anniversary for Visual Studio. It's been, what, 20 years?
Well, it's sort of got two anniversaries on top of each other here, and so I'm not sure when Visual Studio itself first came out, but that should have been before '96, so that should have been. But Anders Hallsberg started at Microsoft in '96, so by '97 things would have been starting to get going on what's the next step, what's the strategy going forward. And then in 2001 was when Beta 2 came out of .NET, the first .NET Visual Studio. And then by 2002, which is this year, it's been 15 years on the release of .NET. So isn't that amazing?
And I'm old. So before there was .NET, right? Because I imagine there's a large part of the ecosystem that came into their careers with .NET. What was it like? What was Visual Studio?
Oh, so before .NET, Visual Studio was Visual C++ and Visual Basic. Visual Basic is, has really changed a lot since then. It didn't make the transition terribly smoothly and is a small player now. But it was a big player before .NET. Hey, let's go ahead and get this thing started,
yeah,
okay?
So again, not to interrupt
you,
but
yeah, let's get it started. So I want you to go ahead and do the, hang on, scroll down just a little bit. Let me get the right workflow here, mobile and gaming. The main workflow is, I think it's already going to be there. So go ahead and scroll up. And are we going to install anything if we go right now?
I mean, it is going to install about 800
that's
megs
it. That's what we want. So go ahead and hit install.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's going to give us, what we want is to be able to console application and basic class libraries, get a basic Visual Studio, and that we can come up and just do some basic things with.
That sounds fantastic.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about where we're at in that arc. Okay, so we're talking about the history, but we're at a really unique spot right now because no tool lasts forever. So after 15 years, things are getting a little creaky, and there needs to be some updates and some things. And our path to get there has not been very straight. And the way I think about it is, you're in a sailboat and you're